So, hey, say you and I were going to do a hot dog contest.
Which we definitely should.
We should. But if we got in a car and started driving around and, we'd lay out the map of where we were going to go, we'd be so excited for place number 1. But would we still be that excited for place number 7?
I mean, you'd have to do it over like a couple-week period or something.
That's one of the questions I have.
You
for
got
this
to.
guy.
You couldn't do it in a day because, by the time you got to like your second or third joint, you're not going to want any more hot dogs. So I would think that you really would not want to do more than like 2 a day to put something like that together.
Coop. You know how this works. Dude, they're doing like 5 a day.
Well, maybe. We'll see. Maybe 3. I mean, if you're really putting together, how far are you traveling? I guess if you're traveling a long way.
15-mile radius. 15-mile radius.
I mean, I guess you could do them all in a day. I don't know. I don't know how your desire for that final. I don't know how you're going to be thirsty for that last hot dog like you were that first hot dog.
I know somebody's listening to the show right now and they're thinking, Dave, I don't live in Charleston. I don't care about your hot dogs down there. What's that got to do with me in the Eastern Panhandle? I'm in Saberton. I don't care. They're going all over the state.
Yeah,
they're going all over the state. They're doing Huntington next.
And sometimes, literally, the interest of the story is how the sausage is made. I mean, we really want to find out how these folks eat their hot dogs. What the baseline that they give are, how they do the scores. I mean, there's interesting things behind ratings when you take a project like this seriously. Sometimes a guy has to know, how do you rate the hot dog?
Well, anybody can make a hot dog, right? I mean, you can go to the market and get yourself a pack of hot dogs and you can grill them, you can boil them, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, people do it every day, sure.
But when you try to take it to the next level, that's where it gets a little bit more difficult.
This might be our most Seinfeld-esque segment ever.
Yeah, that may be true. I see on Facebook a link to this video on YouTube about the search for the best hot dogs in Charleston. And one of the authors of that video, Jay Silverman, joins me now to talk about the quest for the best hot dog in Charleston. Good afternoon, Jay. Hey, man, thanks for coming on the show. Do you think that your quest was successful, that you found the best hot dog in Charleston?
So, because of the videos, more that we kind of made out some feelers earlier, like, hey, where should we go, where should we hit up, and come to find out, once the video was released, we missed a few spots. So we're going to make a part 2 to Charleston to make sure we cover the entire 15-mile radius around Charleston.
That's fantastic.
That's part 2 next week.
Fantastic. So how many places did you go to in part 1, I guess? Chapter 1.
Part 1, I guess you could say we hit up 19 locations, eating a dog at each one. So, pretty good stuff.
I don't want to bury the lead here, but spoiler alert, I'm going to reveal some of these, but go ahead and watch the video and I'll retweet it out once we get to the break. You found that the best hot dogs in the Kanawha Valley were at the Bogies driving range in Tornado. That's amazing.
Yeah, if you've never been out there, it's a great place. That's where I practice I'm trying to keep my double bogey game.
Okay.
I'm trying to make sure that if I suck, I want to make sure I suck really good. So I go out there and hit golf balls, and they slowly but surely have built up this nice little restaurant area, and they do some amazing things. And it was just by a whim. I took my buddy out there. He wanted to test fly his drone. So we kind of wanted to go out in the middle of nowhere, and I was like, Bogies has some food. Let's see if they have a hot dog. And sure enough, he's like, oh, yeah, I got hot dogs. Come on in. And sure enough, they're number 1.
Was it you mentioned this in the video, was it the key that they smoked the chili?
It was, they smoked the hot dog, they smoked the chili, and of course, you don't want a wet, dry, or a bun that comes out of the bag. So they actually put the bun on the smoker, get a little crispy. It just came out like perfect. They buttered it up a little. It was just like in heaven. It was just a great, great dog.
Coop and I were talking about this earlier in this hour about how many places you could go to in a day in this contest. I mean, you'd be excited for spot number 1, but maybe not so excited for spot number 5. How many hot dog places did you go to every day when you put this together?
It was an average of between 6 to 8.
There you go.
I tell you what, there's one day where we were up there in we're in the southern part of West Virginia. We went to this one place, and they gave us a foot-long hot dog. Not exactly what I want to eat when I'm starting off the first hot dog of the day, but sure enough, it was like one of the best ones we ate, and we ended up eating the whole foot-long hot dog. So it probably wasn't the best call because we ate more the rest of the day, and it was like 8 tons full. So it was a little too much, but we have a system down now.
Some of the places that you went to that had pretty good hot dogs, I expected, like Super Weenie got a 14 on your 15 scale, and we had Chef Paul Smith from on our program on a regular basis. So you guys went to the Pitch. He had a 14.25. Those are all good. But some of these other places, you wouldn't have expected them to have really elite hot dogs, like Trevelyan's Pharmacy in Kanawha City.
I never knew it existed. Someone just in the blue said, "Have you tried this?" And I'm like, "A drugstore? What are you talking about?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's like an old store, old timer fountain place." And I went, "Soda fountain? Okay, let's check it out." So we went in there. Oh my God! It was like, are you kidding me? Like they were like destined to be one of the better ones on the list. I was just surprised.
All right, another place that had really good hot dogs, according to your search, was Galaxy Lanes in Kanawha City. They got like a 14.5. So
yeah.
were the dogs really great, or was it just because you were eating them in the bowling alley?
It might have been the timing, because at first I come in there with the camera and they're like, "What's this guy doing?" I mean, everyone's like, kind of like, "What's the guy doing with the camera over there?" And sure enough, the owner comes up, and I said, "Yeah, we ordered a couple hot dogs. We're just doing a little hot dog thing." He's like, "Oh, okay. Well, I guess that's cool." And sure enough, the ladies, I thought it was going to suck. I'll be honest. I didn't think it was going to be that good. And all of a sudden, I got the dog, and we ate it, and it was grilled to like perfection. It was just chili. Everything was just a great combination. The chili wasn't like the saucy kind. It was like a nice little bit thick, and it was pleasant. It was really good.
Now, were there places that you went to that didn't do so well, that didn't make the video? Did you have to drop anybody, or did you give everybody a score?
We have not dropped anybody yet. What we're doing is rating the Charleston area, and then next week was supposed to be the Huntington release, but of course we're going to do a part 2 of Charleston, and then it's going to be Huntington followed by the Southern West Virginia. So we got about 6 more videos to go over the course of probably 6 weeks or so. And we're going to list the 50 best hot dogs. So, of course, Charleston being probably like 28 hot dogs, it'll be recorded on the next 2 videos overall. You'll find out that some of those won't make the top 50 for sure.
All right. Some of the other places that got good scores, Chums and Marmette did pretty well, got a 12.25. Let's see.
Like Yellow Slaw, a little sweet, not bad.
Yeah. Swiftwater Cafe did pretty well. What about the East End Pub?
East End Pub was a surprise. It was they had an English-style dog, but it was like kind of twice the regular size. And I think if they would have buttered up that bun just a little bit more, they probably would hit a little bit higher on the score sheet.
All right, and we're winding down with Jay Silverman. Like I say, I'll retweet the link to the YouTube video of the tour that they made around Charleston, 15-mile radius to find the best hot dog in the Kanawha Valley. And you had to throw in a little comic relief with the Spring Hill Pastry Shop.
But of course, it's a great hot dog. You got to kid me.
Hey, here's another
got a yum score.
Here's another place that I did not expect to have great hot dogs. Axes and Ales.
Yep, great place. It's. I was thinking about taking my mother-in-law in there. She's coming by soon. She's driving out here from California, which is really why we're doing the tour, so I don't have to be here. But I want to take her to Axes and Ales just to throw some axes. But yeah, if you want to go there for hot dogs, they're great too. So they use Boar's Head stuff, great stuff.
So fun, yeah. That was a attention getter for me. I really like that part of this. So as we wrap this up, were all of the restaurants pretty friendly when you tried to film inside?
We tried to be incognito about it, as much as we could. But of course, everyone just kind of sees the camera and automatically goes, "Oh, what's going on here? Creepy guy with the camera." So we're starting to realize we have to say, "Hey, we're just doing a little hot dog tasting thing. No big deal. Just, we're going to eat some hot dogs." And they go, "Oh, okay, whatever." And then they don't really care. But yeah, it's taken a while to kind of, get the, I guess you could say, the mojo going to shoot right.
So how many places are you going to go in part 2?
Part 2, anywhere from 8 to 10.
8 to 10.
So it won't be as extended as the last one. So,
Jay, I want to talk to you again about this topic. We can go on endlessly about hot dogs, not just part 2 of Charleston, but when you move around the state. Do you have any other plans outside of Huntington?
We do. Well, we're currently right now touring the southern part of West Virginia, so towards Hinton. We've cut back down and trying to head towards Logan. It's just a really big area. We're trying to get everything we can in that area as much as possible. We've seen some gems. we saw some places that are like, this is an actual hot dog place, and they come out to be like really good hot dogs. So it's crazy what the state is in regards to like what they feel is the best hot dog. I mean, and of course everything's West Virginia style. Either it's served with a chili or it's served with a sauce. So it's, you know, we're learning pretty well what the state's all about.
All right, Jay, sounds good, man. Thanks for your time today. I do appreciate it.
Thank you. We appreciate you too.